Welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have again another educator from different part of the world. And tonight this is also the last session of 2023. And tonight we have a ESL teacher and teacher trainer Zdravka Majkic. When she comes, we are going to start our live session with her. And I'm sure that we are going to have a very fruitful session with Zdravka. When she comes, she sent us an invitation. I'm waiting for her to send. Yes, there she is. Let me accept her. I'm waiting for Zdravka to join. I'm waiting again. So sorry. It takes time. Yes. Okay. Now I have sent a request to her.
I'm here now.
Yes, hello. Hello,
Hello.
Zdravka. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you well and hear
Oh,
you well. I hope you
okay.
can see me
Wonderful,
well.
wonderful. Oh, but it's okay now. And I can't see you, but not a problem. Now I'm gonna see you. Just a moment. Yes, now I can see you also. All right. Hello then. And so before starting our live session, Zdravka, I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks. And it's really great honor to have you for the last session of 2023.
First, little thank you. I'm honored to close this season. And before we start, in my country, some people, but many other people in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
celebrate Christmas today.
Oh, yes.
People in
Mm-hmm.
Serbia are mostly Orthodox. We celebrate in January, but I would like to Merry Christmas to all people who celebrate today,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
not only to people who celebrate, but to wish peace to all people in this world of all nations and religions, no matter, because this is time when we should send good vibes and good energy to all
Exactly.
people, and unfortunately many bad things are happening right now, and
Exactly.
uh, this is just my way to send them love and to wish peace to all people in the world.
Thank you very
And
much.
I'm very excited because I'm your guest tonight.
And thank you very much for this nice speech, Zdravka, before starting our live sessions. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. I would like to also say to all around the world. And also, we are really sorry about the things that are happening around the world. And I hope it's going to be end soon. Anyway,
Me
thank you. Also, yes, let's move to our conversation, Zdravka. So I know about you, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Well, mainly I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching English for more than 20 years, and I work in
Wow.
small primary school. It's actually small rural school. Right now we have less than 400 students, but it doesn't make stop me being motivated. Actually, I'm even more motivated now
That's
because I
nice.
think that they all deserve to have quality teaching and good teachers. No matter
Mm-hmm.
do they live in village or in big cities, in developed or undeveloped countries. And yes, mainly I'm ELT teacher. I'm teaching English as second language, but I'm also teacher trainer. And
Wonderful. Mm-hmm.
because I'm hyperactive person, I try try to transmit my energy
Nice.
to other colleagues and to motivate them to wake up, because in Serbia, like in all, actually in most countries, teachers are not paid enough, but
I
we are
agree.
here not because of salary, we are here because of glory, because of our students, of course, and that's why we choose this profession.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. Thank you for this nice answer for the question, Zdravka. All right. So let's move to another question. Or before I asking the question, would you like to add anything else about yourself?
Well, I don't want to mention too many things, but what I find really important is, as I said, beside teaching students, is
Uh-huh.
educating teachers, other teachers, and in previous 3 years, I can say that I was very active in different kind of conferences, and
Wonderful.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
still waiting invitation from TESOL Turkey to come to deliver one of my workshops. But yes,
I
I'm
see.
very active in this
I see.
field.
Maybe they will definitely hear you and maybe they will do something about it. Who
I
knows?
have some
Okay.
appointments for the next year, so
I
you
can
can
understand.
invite me, and I will very happy to come to join to your community. Not only
All right. Thank you.
online, but alive also.
I see. I understand. Okay, we will see what's gonna happen in the next year. Okay, thank you. Let's move to another question, Zdravka. What was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
You mean my education to become a teacher, or this
Yes.
way?
No,
Uh,
no, it's to become a teacher in that education that you have taken
uh,
during that.
I was, I must admit, one average student. I wasn't exceptional at all.
Ah,
And I used to like English, but I used to make terrible mistakes. Terrible mistakes,
I see.
especially in my writing. He's like possessive, or he is like abbreviation. There was no difference. And I was struggling and dealing with problems. And one day, when I realized it's not so difficult, I decided to help other students to find out some small secrets and to help them to on their way of
Uh-huh.
learning. And that's why I'm focused on beginners at school and in my private work. I like working with beginners. It's a bit challenging, but
Uh-huh.
I like challenges, and I like that way when their knowledge grows, especially when you work with kids and after a few years their knowledge is grown, and but they're also grown up, and it's great, like evaluation.
I see.
I enjoy the
Uh-huh.
process actually.
I got it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Zdravka. And so I know that you have been teaching for a long time, and also you have tried different methodologies, different techniques and strategies in your lessons, okay? And probably you have a kind of philosophy about it. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
um, you need to adapt yourself to your students,
Uh-huh.
to the time. So right now we live in the 21st century, the century of technology. So we need to use technology in our teaching process. I don't believe in digital classes completely, but I have changed my attitude towards students and using methodology according to me, to myself
Uh-huh.
20 years ago. You know,
I see.
if life give you lemon, let's make a lemonade. If you can't win them, then join them. Actually, you need to. follow the trends, and you need to evaluate yourself. And I really believe in lifelong learning skills.
I
And
see.
I
Mm-hmm.
give example to my students, when they see how many seminars and trainings I attend, then they see that they have to learn all the time. It's not like, okay, I've learned present simple and that's enough. If I don't use that, and if I don't practice regularly, I will forget it. So it's the same. And I believe in uh, interdisciplinary classes. I believe
Uh-huh.
in connecting knowledge. And that's very important. And you have to be open minded. The
Exactly.
time when I
Mm-hmm.
was a student, and it was a long, long time ago, when you were supposed just to sit still and not to say anything, that
Yeah,
time is past. Now you need to engage them. They need to be motivated, and different
exactly.
students, different needs.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. Totally, I agree with you, Zdravka, about it. And but thank you very much for talking about your philosophy here. Okay, so you know that we are teachers and educators, and in our, the teaching career, there are some moments that we have, the difficult moments and some failed situations and some success, maybe stories we have. And can you tell us one or maybe two success stories of yours? And if you have, of course, and something inspirational.
I was thinking about that when you sent me possible scenario of this talk, and I was writing about that on my LinkedIn account. One of them is one of my students. In Serbia, you can teach, but you can be a class teacher also in higher grades of primary
Ah,
school. They are
I
12
see.
or older. And we have a specific word, like class teacher, we say razredna, which means female noun.
Ah,
And it happened a few months ago. I was walking down the street in my hometown, and I saw a garbage truck, and someone was calling me, Razreda. I turned around, and I saw one of my ex-students.
oh,
He
hmm.
worked there, but that was a great moment. He saw me from that truck. He was calling me by name, and I was in a mood. Oh, hello, where are you? But I was so proud. He wasn't good at English. He was he was pretty bad. But it's not only being a teacher, to teach them only English. Life lessons, and it's much more important. And he
Hmm.
needs English, but one day he will realize why he needs English, at least to play computer games, at least.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
really
someone
important. And
recognize you like a person, and if someone appreciates your personality, that's for me that's more important than just teaching English. And
I
that is
see.
one situation, and the other situation, that we are underpaid, and
Yeah,
uh, I
unfortunately, you are right.
I was supposed to go to Tissot, Spain, in March this year, and I had a problem to raise money, because, for instance,
I
our
see.
salary in Serbia is about 600 or 700 euros, and I needed more than 1,000 to pay a
Oh.
plane ticket, accommodation, and everything else. I have the same problem for the next year also. I'm still thinking how I'm going to go. And one of my ex-students, at that moment, she was playing basketball in one Madrid's club, one Madrid
Oh,
club, Leganés, actually the suburb of Madrid. And she invited me. She gave me hospitality, and I was her guest, so I didn't pay my
wow.
accommodation.
Oh, nice.
And You know, that was a big dream for me to be there among all those famous people of ELT world. And I met George there, and Jenny Julie, you know, I
Yeah,
was always
of
admiring
course, I
to
know
her
them.
work. And for me, that was like I met some famous actors because I
They're
really appreciate their work, you know. And wherever I go, I always find some of my students. And it's great when they recognize you and they're not pretending that they didn't recognize you. And it's, I don't know, that's a great feeling when you work with kids and they become adults. And even later, I teach the sons and daughters of my students. Pretty
that's
soon, I'm
mhm.
going to be class granny, if we can say like that.
It's nice. The glass granny, it's nice term. It's really nice. But it's really
And
you should proud of yourself when you see them, really.
yes, that's great, especially when they have reunions.
Hmm.
Uh, and I was class teacher to some generations. I'm 45 now, but I've started working when I was 22. So it's been a long time. And, you know, when we have reunions and they are adults and
Yes.
they say, "Oh, you haven't changed at all." No, no, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
Oh,
20
you are
years
still the same.
older. But it's great to have reunions with them. And, you know, some of them are teachers, some of them are workers in factories, in the shops, does builders. It doesn't matter what's their occupation. They're great people, and that's the most important to me. When I see them together like a team, and of course, when they remember to invite me,
I
that
see.
that
Of
is the
course.
very important part.
I I can understand. That's really great feeling for you. There
Yes.
also you can you see the comment? And one of your students is here. Miroslav Nicole, I think.
Yeah.
My best teacher, Zdravka. Yeah, it's
Hello.
great. It's great. It's another great moment to see them here.
Yes.
Nice.
You can't make it fictional, you know, like a director.
Exactly.
There is no script for this.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you, Zdravka, for sharing your stories with us. And I would like to ask you another question, which is I know that you said that you have, the give presentations and you had the training sessions. And when you think about that sessions and presentations, what was or were the most interesting situation or situations that you faced?
Firstly, I had problem to present in public. I had a lack of self-confidence. And I was always in a mood, okay, I'm going to make a grammar mistake, and everyone is going to hear that. But
We all have.
later, I realized that everyone does. And the funniest thing is, I always say my students, you know, everyone makes mistakes, even I do. And I try to encourage them. It's totally okay. But when you make mistake, like I'm doing now,
No, no, no.
it's not nice, you know. But we have a English Language Teachers Association in Serbia, and it's small group, and they're very supportive, you know. And after one of my presentations, that was one among my first public speeches, one colleague gave me a lot of good critics, and that was something that was like a word for me,
Mm.
because always people like to criticize. And she gave me good critics and good vibes, but and that's good thing in our community, because our community is not so numerous, but they're supportive, you know. Actually, we are all supportive, and you wouldn't believe that Instagram community in Serbia works very well.
Wonderful.
We all appreciate each other, follow each other, share knowledge. And when we have our national conference in May, I met some colleagues that I knew only from Instagram. They came to support my workshop, and that was great experience. Suddenly my Instagram page was sorry.
No, it's okay.
They were sharing stories from my workshops, and they were tagging me. It was like, oh my God, what's happening? I saw many people, but I was nervous because that was December last year when I sent a proposal for my workshop, and my workshop was using Snapchat and TikTok in English classes. And
Wow,
I
nice
must admit,
topic. Mm-hmm.
most people were in a mood, okay, what she's going to say, talk about Snapchat and TikTok. Teenagers spend too much time using
Oh,
TikTok in
oh
Serbia.
my
We
God,
spend too
you
much time
can't
using
imagine.
TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a mom of two teenagers, and I work with teenagers, and I noticed that teenagers spend too much time using TikTok. And then I decided to explore that TikTok and to see what can we do about abusing and using TikTok. And the worst thing was at the beginning of May, you have heard about that situation in Serbian school, in Ribnikar school, about that accident
Uh-huh.
that
I see.
happened. And our TV and all medias, they all were saying that it's because of TikTok, it's because of TikTok, and because of TikTok. Nobody was explaining that TikTok can be used, not abused, that I have responsibility as a parent, but I also have a responsibility as a teacher to help them. I
Exactly.
really believe that they don't have developed critical thinking. We need to help them to develop critical thinking. And that my workshop was after that. It was in May also, but 2 or 3 weeks later. And people came to hear what I have to say, and most of them told me that I was right, and they were surprised with the ideas. Actually, my idea was to change their algorithm. Like all
I see.
social media, TikTok has algorithms, and I
Mm-hmm.
found a lot quality English videos,
I
but not
see.
only about English classes, about physics,
Uh-huh.
mathematics, everything else. But of course, no one want to go to search engine and type volcanoes of Europe. My husband's always watches some stupid videos on TikTok, and I decided to change his algorithm also, and it worked. And when you give kids, when you show them some videos that are downloaded from TikTok, they react totally differently. And those videos are pretty short, and they're good for kids because their attention is pinned. And
Uh-huh.
TikTok videos are great for them, of course. And when they see that final part, TikTok, or when you give them to create videos using TikTok filters without publishing,
I
just
see.
to use the TikTok filters, they find that very interesting. And you won't believe me, idea about using Snapchat. I got on one workshop in Madrid, and Teresa
Oh,
Bestwich
nice.
was giving us some ideas how to motivate students for speaking exercises at B1 exams.
Wow.
And I just had the idea, okay, I'm going to give them snap, like a picture, and they have to describe that picture, or I'm going to give them a sentence and they need to create a snap because they're too lazy to type messages. They are sending each other snaps, like I'm eating, I'm drinking, and everything else. So we need to use that social media to motivate our students to learn something.
Wonderful. Great. Really, And that software, that programs, the social media programs are really useful if we use them in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, they are great. Okay, thank you very much for sharing your stories with us about it, and also the situations that you have faced about your training sessions. And what I want to ask you, from social media, let's move to on a games. The games, our students, that they play games incredibly. So even we sometimes we play games, and it takes really important part in our life, the games. But what about the language? So can you tell the importance of games in language learning?
Uh, Imagine a full classroom of students who are bored. And what's even worse, the teacher is bored also. So you need to do something. 5 or 6 years ago, there was some pilot project in our country. Our government created that project, and people who were in that project got equipment, projectors, new laptops, and everything else. And I was one of them, of course. And that was the beginning. I got equipment, but how to use that equipment? And I started exploring the internet and everything else. And gamification is, if you ask me, the best part of my classes. And my students can't wait to have English classes because uh, not gamification like playing computer games.
I see.
Internet is full of resources, of web tools, and those are empty patterns. You just need to use them.
Uh-huh.
You fill your questions and answers depends on your students' age, their interests. I even wrote a few paperworks on that topic. Once we had a template for Halloween, and you have different templates for adults and for kids. But what I really believe, when they play games, when they make a mistake, especially when they play escape rooms, they need to return back at the beginning. But if they made a mistake, they won't repeat that mistake again. Believe me. I tried that even on my husband. He was
Nice.
playing some games that I created in Serbian, of
Wonderful.
course, and after second missing, the third the third time he gave correct answer because he learned that. It's great if you
Yeah,
learn in your own mistakes, and students don't have a feeling like they're doing something boring, like they're studying English and everything
exactly.
else. Our school has interactive boards. We have almost in each classroom interactive board, projector, and it's great even for students with autism, dyslexia. I I work a
Really
lot
good.
with
Hmm.
students with these problems because we have only one school in this village, so all students are in the same class, in the same school, and it helps them a lot. For instance, I have a student who has some kind of autism, but he doesn't speak at all. But believe
I
me,
see.
when I
Hmm.
create him digital cards in Quizlet, he can match them all.
Wow.
He has sound and everything else, but he doesn't speak. But I found a way to teach him somehow, and I found the way to give him a grade. He's not just a plant. He's a student. He's a human being. So I needed to find a way to make interaction with him. He's not just a student who is there to be in to just a number of students.
I see.
And it's helpful. It's difficult, but it's very helpful. And games are motivating. Even I enjoy playing games.
Definitely,
And
of
when
course,
we separated in
we even
group,
play when we definitely, I totally agree. Even we play games we all enjoy it, really. It also makes us happy.
Like they were kids. I wrote in one of my paperworks, but that's a skill that we all forgot, playing games. It doesn't matter what kind of games.
Hmm.
But when we were kids, we were playing games and we were enjoying that, and we forgot to enjoy. We're just thinking about, I have to do this or I have to do that. And when you give them accent on playing games, like we are playing, we are not studying, I'm
Uh-huh.
not going to mark you right now, then they can relax and they learn more in that way. But when I start in front of them and say present simple tense and the rest of the sentence.
I see. It's really great. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving these ideas about, the importance of game in language learning. Really great. Thank you. Thank you, Zdravka. So let's move to another one. Zdravka, in your opinion, what is what is the most rewarding aspect of teaching?
uh, Watching them growing up like people,
Mm-hmm.
like their knowledge is growing up. But I told you that moments when they recognize you in the street, when someone send you a message, oh, I was in Hungary, in Germany, it doesn't matter, I remembered everything you've been teaching me 10 years ago. um, Actually, for me, that's that moment that we're human beings.
I see.
When you're a teacher, especially when you work with small kids, your mommy, auntie, cousin, granny, everything. You're everything, and they see a friend. You're a friend to them, and it's not only about. And English teachers, it's great to be English teacher, because you can interact with all subjects, with all topics, um, all books that are important if they want to be scientists. All literature is in English, so they need English. And I think that we are very open-minded. We talk to
Yes,
students,
definitely.
we talk to them about ecology, about medicine, about peace, love, war, math, physics, biology, geography. So we're the best,
Mm-hmm. Definitely,
aren't
we
we?
are. As you've mentioned, that we, of course, we are the best. I know that English teachers, we are English teachers, and English teachers are always, they seem different among the other teachers. When you go to schools, and you can see us, we are different, like them.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when we take part in different projects, twinning, Erasmus, it doesn't matter. You always need English teacher, but
Definitely.
not only because of the language, because English teachers are leaders. English teachers are motivators. They are the main. They are the main that change. Someone need to push them all, to wake them up, to open their horizons, and that's why it's great being English teacher.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. Yeah, we are different, I'm sure about them. Okay, so let's move to another question. So, Zdravka, sometimes we think that, am I doing the correct job? This is the job that I want, like this. So, if you weren't a teacher, what would you be?
Well, that's a difficult question. I don't know. I always wanted to be a teacher, actually.
Mm,
Firstly, I wanted to be like a teacher for primary students, but
uh-huh.
maybe it should be something related to public, maybe some journalist
Oh,
or something like that, because I always wanted to and liked um,
mm-hmm.
to be present. I had that problem with lack of self-confidence, but I never gave up, you know. Actually, you can say that I started my life when I was 40. That someone would say, "You're too old for that."
Nice. Really nice.
But it would be something related to that, you know. And what I really do like, what I really like is I'm always correcting some mistakes. So if I were a journalist, I would probably go somewhere in war scenes and to tell. I always wanted to tell whole world what's happening, and I'm always fighting for some truth.
Nice.
In this
Really nice.
situation, I'm fighting for the rights of students, but teachers also. You know, I know how it's difficult to be how it is difficult to be a teacher,
Hmm.
especially
I
nowadays.
see. You're right. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Zdravka. Okay, so let me ask you another. You know, the time flies, and when you think about the next year and maybe after 5 years, maybe after 10 years, but how do you see yourself in 10 years? Will you still be a teacher, or are you going are you gonna try another job or jobs?
Um, I know that it is going to be connected to teaching. Um,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I'm absent, recently I had some back problems and
Oh,
I was absent
get
from
well
school
soon.
for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I noticed that I miss my students a lot and I miss classroom. But from this point of view and my position in educational world in my country, and with the respect I have right now and the will, motivation, I see myself maybe somewhere in organizing education, organizing classes, because I really think that people who are sitting in that chairs have never been in the classroom. They got no idea what are teachers dealing with every day, and students, of course, but we really need some changes. We need to bring back respect, um, and to give teachers, um, I'm not sure how to say that, but
It's okay, no problem.
more freedom to decide, you know, more freedom for decisions, because I don't know how is the situation in Turkey, but in Serbia it's pretty difficult, you know.
I
I
see.
believe in student rights, but I believe in some situations when students have rights, but they have also obligations, not only rights. And
Mm-hmm.
right now we are trying to balance that.
I
And it's
see.
very difficult to be a teacher.
I know. I can understand. I can understand, Raka. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing this with us. All right. There are times, in our life, like very, the difficult times or the challenging times that we face, really difficulties. And at that time, we think on our own, like, oh, I wish I could that power so I could do this easily, or I wish I could this power so I could handle with this problem easily. So when you think this into a classroom about the powers, if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
I know definitely what that superpower would be.
So what is it?
In Serbia, we have inclusion, but not only social inclusion, but we have that inclusion program for the students with special needs, special necessities.
Oh, great.
And they
Mm-hmm.
are part of a regular classes. Uh, I think that I'm not good enough. I'm not qualified enough to help them. And
I see.
I attend a lot of seminars. Right now, yesterday I got a certificate from TESOL, the USA, from one university. It was about this topic, and I have right now two students who has some kind of autism,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be my superpower if I could help them, if I could understand what's happening in their brains. Uh, I really would like to know that. And, George mentioned Rachel Paling and her neuroscience. That is
Yes.
definitely my next investment. I decided that because I'm really into social emotional learning for a long time, and I'm trying to change myself firstly, to be more empathic and to understand them. But autistic students, you can't understand because you don't know, even the science doesn't know what's happening in their small heads, and I really would like to help them. I really would like to make some improvement in work with them. It's very difficult when I see those parents. They're struggling and fighting every day, and uh, I really feel sorry. And every day, I thank to God because my kids are healthy, because that's a extremely big problem for parents. And I can't
I see.
explain you that feeling. They're so when you see that boy or that girl, you won't notice anything in their physical appearance, but when when you try to talk to them, you can see their behavior, their pronunciation. They're different, but they can give you so much love that I can't explain you that feeling when they want to hug you, and it's not allowed to hug your students, but when they want to hug you, you feel like, oh, I'm powerful, I'm superwoman, because of their love. That's something special.
I see. I see. It's really great, and that superpower also, that can be really useful for that students and for the teachers. Really great.
And
Thank you
parents,
very much.
and all the
And
time.
parents, of course. Great, great and useful power you mentioned here. Thank you, Zdravka. All right. And by the way, time flies. Just a couple of questions left
I
to end of the
got too
last
much.
end of the session. And think that we finish our interview and you step outside your home and find a lottery tickets that ends up winning $10 million. What would you do? It's good money.
Yes, it's a good money. I'm not sure because I have never had so much money, but I
Yeah,
would
don't worry.
use some of that money to attend conferences,
Nice,
not to think
nice.
how I'm
Okay.
going to travel to Spain or somewhere else, because attending conferences is not only to deliver your workshop, it's to
Uh-huh.
from other people. And
Exactly.
that's a very important experience when you can listen your colleagues, their experiences, and then I just got ideas when they talk.
Uh-huh. I see. So you spend that one for your education, and
And I would
it's
share,
really nice.
of course, with other people, but
Oh, I
some
see.
of that I would spend on my education and that Rachel's course.
It's really great. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Zdravka. And we have learned your plans about that money. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you my last question. Are you ready for it? And it's the difficult one, the most difficult one. Ready for it?
Shoot.
Okay. What is your motto?
Oh. Uh, I told you I was an average student and I was chubby and I couldn't skip a rope when I was a kid. But I learned skipping rope when I was 38. So my motto is don't give up. you know, you can learn every possible skill. You're
Uh-huh.
not going to be a sports person for Olympic Games, but you can learn every possible skill. You know, it's just a matter of training. So don't give up, and it's all training, just training. So
I
if
see.
you know, I always say, if I have succeeded, everyone can.
If I everyone could make it, I can see. I
Yes,
can see.
of
Okay.
course.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Zdravka. Okay, so that's all my about my questions, Zdravka. And before ending our last sections, the last section of 2023. So would you like to add anything else?
Uh, Firstly, as I said, I was honored to be part of this
Yeah,
live
thank you.
program, and of course,
You're welcome.
the last for this season, I find it like cream. I hope that your followers weren't too bored.
No, no, no. That was a really fruitful session. Don't worry. It's
I
great.
really would like to ask you because this is 144th episode. So
Yes.
every Monday, every single Monday. So, what is your motivation?
It's kind of actually my motivation. My motivation it's come from intrinsic motivation, it comes inside. And also my aim is, from every week from it's really great chance to see different people from different actually the educators, the teachers, teacher trainers and educators or professors or the other people that they have a chance to to come together with them here under the teacher talk session. It's really great something, and it really motivates me to see the people who comes and the watch session with us. It's really something useful, and you see that when they watch this and they learn something, even if they learn one word and one new thing from these sessions, that's a perfect thing for me. That's why every week I try to do some the different things. I try to find different people, different educators from different part of the world, and to be useful not only for my country, also for all of my country, for all around the world, to to give a chance to see these people, to learn from them something new. That's really great motivation for me to see it. And also, of course, when they write some nice comments about it, and when they say lots of good things about the educators, about the guests, and about the program, that also makes me happy.
It's really great gift for all of us, you know, watching all of these
Thank you.
lives and, you know, as you said, different educators, and you do that free of charge, and it's
Yeah, of
very
course.
strange today that someone does that willingly, and you gave me some more will than I used to have, you know, because um, when whatever I do for free, of course. So I go to deliver my workshop, and I do that for free because I'm honored when I have opportunity to do that,
Hmm.
and not many people think like that, you know, and that's why I admire your work. And
Thank
George
you.
and Virginia, they do something similar, and
Yes, I know
it's
it. Hmm.
great when you feel the same energy, you know, when you feel the people who think the same as you are, and that's the point. Of conferences for me, actually I enjoy going to the conferences because when I go back at my school, most of colleagues, when they see me, they say, oh, what does she want now, you know, something she imagines something new. But when you go to the conferences, other people are full of positive energy, and they are there because they want to be there. They're not forced. And
Exactly. Hmm.
that is great. I talked too much and I said actually nothing today, but if
No, you said a
anyone
lot of
wants,
things.
they
You
can
mentioned a lot of
find me
things.
on LinkedIn with my name and last name, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. If someone wants to ask me about that tools I use, I write a lot on LinkedIn about
Uh-huh.
my experiences from classroom. I have a blog um, for
So
5 or 6 years. It's open, it's for my students, but
wonderful.
I have a corner for my students' works because I forgot to say that my students create their own educational games.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
We
And maybe
like peer learning, and some of them are interested, and it started like peer learning to help their friends, but it's great,
great.
because they are interested into something what is different, and it's strange. English teacher who is teaching students how to create games.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's great to see your this, Zdravka. Really, it's a motivational and so wonderful the things that you do. Really, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you for inviting.
so, and I would like to say one more time, thank you very much for your suggestions, for your ideas, okay? And of course, advice. And the most important thing, your time. You spent your time with us here for the last session of 2023. Thank you very much, Zdravka. Okay, so Zdravka Majkic was with us in Teacher Talks 144, which is the last session of 2023. And I'm sure that we are going to have different educators from different part of the world. And for the next year, which is 2024, we are going to be here. And I'm sure that lots of different things are going to wait for us. And from now, I would like to say Happy New Year to everybody and Merry Christmas to all the people who celebrate Christmas. And I hope we all have a wonderful year and we all have in a peaceful
Yeah.
year and without any war. And I hope all the people are going to love each other and do good things for each other and support each other and whenever they need, of course. Okay, that's all the things that I want to say. And we had a fruitful time with you. And thank you very much one more time, wherever you are. Okay, and good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, and peace, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you for
Zdravka.
inviting me.
You're welcome.
Bye.